Hi guys, today we'll be playing versus Nolafus. I'll try and remember to put a link to his YouTube in the description. Good luck to you too. This hand is kind of slow. We could keep it, but it's not broken by any means. What are we looking to do? Like turn 1, fetch white so we can cycle and play Witching Well turn 2. It's a bit slow. But we have a removal spell, so I think it's keepable. Mostly because we have creatures and we have removal, so we should be able to impact the board. Let's see, this is recording, awesome. So let's see how it goes. So opponent is mulliganing to 5. Oh no. Okay, let's just hope it's not a combo deck that we can't really interact with. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Okay, so my opponent at least has its colors now. Okay, so it's playing some form of Simic deck. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for planes, then play Witching Well. I'm going to go with Witching Well because we don't need to draw the card right away, so we can set it up for next turn. We're mostly looking for lands here. Against this pair of colors, I don't think I want a journey. I will keep the land though. We can go like preordain into more lands and hold stutter. Okay. Let's see how he scries. 2 to the top, so they are set up. Yeah, I'm going to go with this in case they have something on their own. They do not. I'm going to go with bottom. Yeah. And we are mostly looking for any form of interaction or lands and anticipate. Okay. Oh, I think I know what this is. They could be playing the mill deck, the turbofog deck. So that's why they play anticipate, is because it's a kind of the list that was published play like I don't remember telling time, which is kind of a worse anticipate. So I think they just play a better anticipate. So I'm going to cast the stutter here. No value, but we have another stutter, so that makes it better. Counterspell is going to be good next turn probably. And then I can hit my land drops now. Yeah, so I want to hold the stutter. So I'm going to cast the Bone Splitter post-combat. It's a way we have to pressuring them because we don't have a really strong enough clock here. So inventorying for 0, I think I'm going to hold it for now. I think they are a draw-go deck, and they don't have like any form of removal or anything like that, but I want to counter their cantrips, but not like the worst cantrip of the time. Here, I could go for this, maybe tap out a bit. Then I can hold the counter spell, plus equip Bone Splitter, that should be fine. I could also not equip the Bone Splitter so I can crack the Witching Well. Depends on what they do. Another thing I could have thought about is, okay, so they milled our counter spells. Another thing I could have thought about was to hold the spell stutter in case they draw their own. Okay. I don't know what they shuffled. So they shuffle things, but it doesn't. Okay, that's weird. It was just a couple of cantrips, if I recall. So I can equip here. I can also just trinket for the other artifact land, plate, equip. Nah, not really into that. I think I'm going to brainstorm first, then maybe I can shuffle with Trinket Mage. Okay, so we have several things to shuffle. The journeys are bad. So I could play like Trinket Mage, fetch the land, play a Pliny Throne. So this is an expensive way to shuffle the deck, but it works. Just keep the land here, play the drum, and I think I'm going to equip a hit for 4. So yeah, sadly we draw another Journey to Nowhere, which seems to be absolutely dead versus them. Okay, so that's good. So we have 5 mana, so I can go Brainstorm, Inspector, and Witching Well. I think I'm going to go for the Inspector pass and attack. That way we can hold most of our mana up and try to do everything in their turn. Fog, it's fine. The biggest problem we have against this deck is that we draw a lot of cards, so it can be a bit of a problem in the sense that we also just do most of their work for them. So if they find a way of not dying, then they can kind of get us that way. If I recall this deck correctly, it plays a lot of fogs effects. It has like 12 fog effects, and it has card advantage in Frantic Inventory, and that's all. It's not even replicating it. It's going to shuffle probably a couple of cantrips and another Stream of Thought. I think it's time we brainstorm and then crack the Witching Well in case we find like a spell stutter. Otherwise we can just let this mill some stuff we don't want to. We don't want to draw. Like this journey. So if the opponent has like a prohibit or something, it could be a good thing to cast it here because we have a dead card in hand. So Arcane Denial or Brainstorm, that's actually good for us, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to draw in response. Just in case. Okay, more card draw. That's fine. The Mule, Journey, Squadron Hawk would have been fine. And the third counter spell, so we only have one more. That's unfortunate. There was actually no reason for me to first draw, but whatever. Here we draw 2 cards. Yeah, we're going to draw 2 cards. They draw only 1. So we have more than them. We can also just Brainstorm Shuffle, which I think it's pretty strong. Okay, we have all the lands in the world. Let's just do this. We have off 1 mana, so let's just do that. Okay, that's awful. So yeah, I think we attack. We can hit for a couple. We can try to draw something like yeah, I think we need to draw first in case we find something we want to cast with Springleaf Drum, like for example this Trinket Mage. We can also just cast a Squadron Hawk, find one Squadron Hawk more. And I think I'm going to go for the Trinket Mage. So if they mill us, so I'm going to fetch Player Husk. So if they mill us, we draw this, right? If they mill another Squadron Hawk, it's kind of the same, but we want to get the value from the Trinket Mages if we can. So sadly they milled most of our interaction because they also milled a spell sorcerer's pride now that I see it. So we only have one counterspell more in the rest of the deck. So they ponder and didn't shuffle, which is interesting. I'm going to pre-comment this. Nah. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so Flare Husk isn't enough. So maybe we can just crack this first. Try to find something. Preordain is fine. Again, we want counterspell. This is the best card in our deck. And just play a land. Attack. They are going to fog. Depending on what fog they use, we can counter or not. If they play like the one that keeps the creatures tapped, then we counter, otherwise we don't. And just play out a couple of spells here. Yep. And we can play Squadron Hawk, fetch a couple of Squadron Hawks. So we make sure we don't draw more. So in our deck we have Brainstorm, Trinket Mage, Seeker of the Way, and most kind of crappy cards. So let's just try not to flood. I'm going to discard a land here, mostly because, yeah, 0 cards in hand, in 0 of accumulated knowledge in the graveyard. So that's one consideration I didn't took before, that if they play accumulated knowledge, then the relic main could be useful. So I don't remember exactly if... Yeah, no, I think I need to have more cards in play. So I'm going to play this, attack for a bunch. Let's see how much this is. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 1, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So we just attack with everything. I'm trying to play around, I think it's called Respite or Tangle. Tangle is the one that taps and keeps your creatures tapped. So if they flashback Moment's Peace, this is going to we are going to let it resolve. Then we cast another Trinket Mage. We search for Gingerbread. At this time I don't think we need more things on the battlefield, but we can just have them. Okay, they draw 2. So they weren't really able to chain a lot of card draw, but now they are. So they have 5 cards in hand. So we have a lot of turns to try and kill them, so we don't need to rush into countering things. That's what I'm trying to do here. Let's see, just play this, attack for a bunch. Fog. So they fog us. No. Oh, I really play around, I didn't remember. So let's just play this, say no. play this. I'll say no. We need their card draw to. We need to let their card draw resolve because we only have the one counter spell. So I'm not actually going to use it unless I'm dying. Which we seem to be dying here. It was pretty unfortunate that they milled 3 counter spells on one go. This is when we miss Mystic Sanctuary, right? Mystic Sanctuary would have been cute. So they go out to 26, but we still have a pretty good clock here. So let's see what they do. Some thought replicated these mills for 8. I think it's fine. Trinket Mage, surely. Trinket Mage was okay, was a 2-2. They shuffle, I don't know, and they mill 4 more and they shuffle something else. So they milled most of our creatures. I don't think we have any creatures left. We have 5 cards in hand, in deck, so if they go for a kill here, we need to counter it. I don't think they have a way of killing us. I think they are going to go for a fog. We are going to go for the counter spell. Let me try and remember if we have something else. Let me check gear. Yeah. So we should have like another Secret of the Way. No, we have it here. The 3 stutters, the 4 counter spells. We have we already used 2 of our mines. Preordain, we have 1, 2, 3, so we have 1 preordain. We have, I think, 5, and we have here 4 more islands, 1, 2. So we have 2 islands more. So we probably have like 3 lands and a preordain, so it actually doesn't do anything. And we can hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 16. That's not enough. So I'm not going to cast Off of Mine because it's going to kill us faster. Here I could counter, but it doesn't accomplish anything, so we need to let this resolve, sadly. So yeah, this was an unfortunate matchup. If they have another Stream of Thought, we need to counter this. And we probably are dead. They have a counter spells. Oh, sure, that's fine. Just consider and go to the next game. I was sure I was going to win, but they milled really well. So I don't think they played Jace's Erasure, so I can tap out more aggressively. Relic of Progenitus seems good. What else? Like Stormgeist, maybe? I don't think Stormgeist is good. So I'm going to bring this in and just remove something. Probably, well, the journeys are just poop. So I can remove that. And maybe put Echoing Truth so I can bounce my own fairies. Sounds a bit niche, but in that situation in the game would have been good, and we don't have anything else that's good really. Yeah, I mean, we could play like Viridian Lobo, but does that kill faster? We could have done several damages there, so maybe it's worth it. I think one Viridian Lobo might be good. Just remove something that's low impact. Because the biggest problem is we have the threats and they can't really answer them. But okay, so one thing, okay? So they play Muddle the Mixture, so this means that they have something of 2 CMC that they want to fetch. Well, it was probably like accumulated knowledge, I guess. That would be my guess, at least from what we saw. So Relic is going to be fine. I don't think we need to. Maybe it's better than a Preordain, right? Like another cantrip. It's just another cantrip that we can fetch. I think this is fine. We can stop their card draw there. So they are heavily reliant on their graveyard to draw cards. So we have here one of the better cards in Counterspell. Okay, I need to talk to him later. Sorry, dude. This is fine, but a bit slow. Well, my deck is slow, so thing is we don't have any cantrips to fix our things. We have like white fetch blue, similar to the first one, that we were also on the draw, so it was kind of bad. So Stream of Thought is pretty interesting. It's kind of a weird card. It's really interesting card, right? So it can prevent you from ever milling out, and you can do some interesting things with the replicate. But I don't think it's better than, for example, Devious Cover-Up, which is my preferred win condition. So here I could, yeah, for sure I'm going to cast Flare Husk and Bone Splitter here, just drop cards from my hand. Next turn we can play out the Ash Barrens. No, we don't want to play out the Ash Barrens. So they did what with their Preordain? One top, one bottom. So probably they found a land already. Let's see what they do now. Maybe they have like a fetch. That would make sense to me. No. Okay. So not shuffle. Okay. Let's just find an island. That would be awesome. You have to discard. Yeah, that's the thing. So let's just attack for 3 and hold counterspell. I think that's fine. We can shuffle with Ash Barrens to find something. Maybe it wasn't correct to hold counterspell because they play mostly at instant speed, but the other option was to just cast Squadron Hawk. That could have been fine too. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to fetch another white so I can play double Squadron Hawk. I think that makes sense. They didn't shuffle again. Okay, so now I can play Thraben and of one mind, so I'm going to start by attacking. And then if we can do like off one mind, draw 2, then play the Squadron Hawk. Okay, that's a better deal, I think. They can counter it, they don't. Okay. So we can really start pressuring them now. So we are going to start contributing with Preordain. We don't care about the life gain of Secret of the Waste, so, but we could like equip Wall Splitter there. I think it makes a lot of sense though. Let's just start with this. I don't think they're going to fog here, unless we really are hitting them for a bunch. Okay, more cantrips is fine. Brainstorm I'm going to... Oh, crap. I should have put it on top. I forgot I had the Squadron Hawk. Let's go for this now. I wanted to find lands, you know. So, Trinket. I could just play Thraben and pass. Right, keep the island, play the Thraben pass, cast the clue, and draw the Trinket Mage. That puts a lot of pressure, I think, so I'm going to do that. If they have like Weather the Storm here, it's going to be very bad for us. No, just fog. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not awesome, but okay. Can we fetch something interesting with Trinket Mage? I think I'm going to fetch the Relic because it triggers Seeker. I can start keeping the graveyard at bay if they go for a AK-43 or something. They are contributing hard. 2 cards on the bottom. 1 and 1. Okay. A land. Probably they were fishing for lands. You know? That would be my guess. Draw this. Okay. We can play Trinket. Find a land actually. I guess it's what I'm going to do. Sit off the sign up. Play it out. Just attack for this. It's going to be a fine attack. I'm not going to leave counterspell open in their turn. I don't think it accomplishes anything. No, okay. And I'm going to hold the preordain for opponent's turn. I mean for the next turn. So I can trigger my Seeker. Let's see what they do now. If they mill a couple, we are fine. Yeah, this doesn't really accomplish anything. I think they are going to shuffle 3 preordains and a ponder. No, they've also shuffled the fog, which I find interesting because it's not that good against us, but I guess they need to draw it in order to win. So Gingerbrute, that doesn't do anything, right? We already have lethal. I want to cast this. It's bad against Weather the Storm. Okay, bottom here. Trinket Mage. So I'm going to attack and counter their fog because it's lethal. Not going to even count. Let's see what they do. Tangle. Tangle is awful. I really don't want to be tangled. I should have counted actually. I forgot about Tangle. We played around it the first game and it didn't appear, so I didn't play around it because of that. So that's really annoying. So I can play like Trinket Mage, find another land, or play Gingerbrute and Squadron Hawk. I think I'm going to go for that. No. I didn't shuffle because I put 2 cards on the bottom. Okay, so they are going to mill us for 8. That's fine, we can hit them for 2 plus 3. That's 5. I don't really want to do that. They shuffle some things. They mill us again. We don't find. They mill the Echoing Truth. But at least they didn't mill a lot of interaction from our side, so we still have to draw counter spells and such. If this was a real deck, we could play like, I don't know, Feldon's Cane to fetch with Trinket Mage. It's super tacky versus them. So they're going to go shields down for a moment, but we can't really punish them. So that feels bad. So let me think a bit, because we can fetch with Trinket Mage. What's this? Sorry, 1 minute. Oh, that doesn't matter. So we have only 6 mana. We could fetch like Relic. Start Relicing. 1, 2, 3. Play that. Yeah, I think that's fine. I could also fetch the. I don't really care about this. I could also just equip this Gingerbread to hit for a bit more, or I could draw a card. I think I'm going to draw a card in case we draw a land. We don't. I should have done that before playing all my stuff, then it would have made more sense, so I could have more options. So these all have summon insignia, so they don't really do much. So they are at 6. We didn't cast anything. So yeah, I'm going to attack with only a few creatures here. This is 2, 4, 7. So we want to attack for 9. In case they have Weather the Storm. Tangle. Okay. And we have on the next turn we have a Steel Lethal, right? Yeah, we do. So Tangle results, we don't care about that. We are going to cast Seeker in Squadron. And just pass with mana up. They don't do anything on their end step, which is huge. Yes, this should be it. So they could have again Weather, but they should have top deck it, and they didn't cast anything. So I guess they only have Fogs in their hand. This is 4. No, I'm not going to attack with this. This is 4, 5, 4, 6. Yeah, 6. I don't want to attack with another Seeker because that would be. Yep, you got it. So playing against Tangle is kind of a mess, really, but what can you do? So I'm not going to crack the Relic until they cast their Accumulated Knowledge. Mostly because most of our cards don't really matter in the matchup. So they go to 7 now. I like Brainstorm. This puts a lot of pressure now. Oh, one of our Seekers is tapped actually, so doesn't really do much. Okay, that's a good hit. So we can actually have all our interaction if we do this. We only have 2 cards in hand. So if they fog us, we can counter it. So this is 7. We casted 1 spell. So that would be 3, 6 more. 6 more, right? So we could attack with everything. They shouldn't have another Tangle. They do have another Tangle. I'm going to try and counter spell this. Now we have double Sprite if they have something. Fog. Okay, that's fine. We won this one. That was rough, but They have so few spells that matter versus us, which is namely their house when they are at low life. So yeah. We still didn't saw any permanent we want to remove with Oblivion Ring. So no to that. They have nothing really in the terms of sideboard versus us. We didn't saw anything. We saw Counterspell, but I guess they played Counterspell in the main. I don't think they're going to play that inside. I think this is fine. So the problem with my deck is that it's a bit slow, right? In terms of pressuring the opponent, but it has so much interaction that can just win some games. It's like a Delver deck, but it has its card drawing somewhere else. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's been great. So I could wait on the Relic and just go for Preordain. But what am I fetching for? What am I looking for with the Preordain? Nothing really, right? So just cast it now. So the consideration was to not cast it. I think Negate is fine. And Ash Barrens could be fine too. Yeah, I think so. We can pass like cast the Relic, shuffle with Ash Barrens. They are not going to do anything. I'm going to play like this. I don't think they're going to counter the Relic. Wow, that's aggressive. They're really scared of it. We can fetch another one if we need to. Maybe they just wanted to use their cards because they have so much card draw, or maybe they have so much interaction. Let's see. Yeah, let's just play a Trinket Mage here. Just fetch something of value. It could be a relic, but it could also be like anything. So we have so much stuff we can fetch. So Bone Splitter puts a bit of pressure. Relic stops their card draw, which we are not worried about that so far. Witching Well draws cards. We could play like next turn Witching Well pass with Stutter Up. Yeah, but that's a bit kind of weak. I think I'm going to go for Splitter here. Just go aggro. That was a really tough call. I'm not really sure if it was correct, but we can cast Bone Splitter with Negate up. So they have the inventory, so I guess they are going to draw cards now. So Relic would have been good only if they had multiples of the card draw spells in hand, which is not something I could have guessed. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. So I'm going to go for Splitter here. They're going to try and counter. No, fine. Yeah. And then I'm going to cast the Stutter on their end step if they don't cast anything. They don't have another Frantic Inventory or Accumulated Knowledge, which is great for us. They still have more cards in hand than us, but that's fine. So they're passing with mana up. They could try and resolve another Frantic Inventory, but they should have just top deck it. I don't think it's something I could be playing around, so I'm going to just cast the Sprite. Just start putting a bit of pressure. Do I want to first brainstorm, then do something? No, I don't think so. Attack with this. Let them fog if they want to. That's fine. So they gain 5 life, basically. I could brainstorm for no value here. Try to fish for something. So the thing is, right, we have so many shuffle decks. We have other 3 Trinket Mages, 4 Hawks, and 7 fetch lands plus 2 preordains. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Let's see, it would be very rough if we don't find anything. We don't, of course, because we suck at playing Magic, but we can just pass with mana and do the same thing next turn. Try to dig a couple of cards deeper. Same spot here, just attack. They're going to flash it back probably, which is fine. So we know we have another land on top. So I'm going to wait until we're not longer brainstorm locked. From their hand, that's fine. What they played from their hands? Maybe they have like another yeah, that's fine. Maybe they have another Moment's Peace. I mean, they want to shuffle their Moment's Pieces with Stream of Thought. That would be my guess. Stream of Thought for 1. We could counter this, but does it do anything? I don't think so. I'm going to brainstorm in response. We can put some crap on top. Yeah, this is fine. We're going to miss our second white, but we can fetch the second white with Trinket Mage, so. Value. Right. I love this card. Also, the art is awesome. I mean, I love it as a design. I don't think it's super strong in the format, you know. So they shuffle, cantrip, Moment's Peace, and something else I don't really remember, like land or something. So here I'm going to start with Off One Mind before they can do something about that. Yeah, let's just attack. 4-5. They are going to flash back the Moment's Peace most probably. Tangle. Tangle is kind of annoying. I really want to counter that Tangle. Because it's like a double fog, and I don't really enjoy that. So here I could play the Trinket Mage. No, I think I'm going to wait for the Trinket Mage. I'm going to cast this, play this, and shuffle already because we are going to use the mana. I could have moved the Bone Splitter, but whatever. So yeah, they had the weather to punish us for casting spells. So they gain 12, I think. So it's like a double fog, but nothing we can really do about that. I'm going to find the relic now. But first I'm going to cantrip, because if I find it with preordain, I can just put it in my hand, you know. Off on mine is awesome. This is also good. I'm going to cast this, I think. The Scry is going to get shuffled away with this Quadrohawk or Trinket Mage that we played today, but whatever. Yeah, that's whatever. I'm going to go what I want to just attack. So they have the Moment's Peace in the graveyard. We go for Tangle. Really don't want to counter this, but I kind of have to, right? They have the Moment's Peace in the graveyard. Now wait, if I do this, well, I can just cast this Quadrohawk, so I have things to do. Don't really care if this gets through. I don't want to be double 10 walked, that's all. This spell is fine. Counter that. I'm going to counter the Tangle just because they could have like Arcane Denial or something like that, so Anticipate, that's fine. They have 0 cards in hand, so they have the most piece as only spell we know about. Now we are hitting them for a bazillion. Yeah. Next turn we can trigger the Seeker with Trinket Mage. That should be good enough to hit them for a bunch. They're going to cast probably the Moment's Peace, but they don't really want to, so they are cantripping first, trying to find more. I would also stop countering their Fox. But they don't want to. Yeah, Relic here. Triggers. Resolves. No, they counter. That's interesting. Let's see what they do now. Oh, they flash right back. So this is going to be, if I counter it, it's going to be 4, 5, 5 plus. Oh man, I'm a bit tired, sorry. So it is 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 4. You know, this resolves. I want to make sure the relic goes into the battlefield. That's the word. So I can start killing their graveyard, which is of relevance. Just refuel. They are a slow mill deck, so we don't care about most of the things they do. They could play like Stream of Thought with buyback or whatever with replicate once, but if they do that, they are dead on board, so we don't care. The other mill archetype that plays like Chase's Erasure, you have to counter their Chase's Erasure or you're going to die eventually. But this deck works in a different axis, tries to be more draw-go, which I think is kind of fine. But the thing is, we don't really need to hold counterspell on their turn, so it's going to be a bit worse versus these kind of decks because I can just jam, you know. So they are going to shuffle, probably Weather the Storm and a couple of cantrips. I could like blow it up, but I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, where the storm was here. That's kind of weird. Let's start with this. They don't have anything, it seems. Sell something. Well, a shuffle Weather, right? I think the way of winning this game is to cantrip a lot and just gain a billion of life. So do I want to be able to kill them now? So they have a fog for sure. I could also just play and draw more cards. I think I'm going to draw with Thraben. If I do, I don't have... Well, I do have... Oops, no, that's not this. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to attack with all. If they tangle, I'm going to counter, otherwise I'm not. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7, 10, 12. So it is not lethal, but a tangle would be so much life that I need to counter that. Yeah, try to counter that. They would leave them at 1, so they should have like a dispel. Yeah. So that was the worst case scenario. I should have passed the Bone Splitter actually. Yeah, that was a misstep. So they don't have any more cards in hand. They put 2 cards on the bottom and pass. Should be good for us. This is actually good, so we can cast another Hawk. Let's activate this. So this relic is mostly for these cards, so I don't want them to draw a lot of cards. Okay, no. Play this. I'm going to save that for a future brainstorm. So they played really well their deck. I think the first counter to the relic was a bit aggressive, but they know their deck better than we do. I just didn't put that much value on relic of Rosanitos, but I guess an early relic is going to kill your moments pieces and such. So only one card in hand. If I had a counter, I would counter this. Stream of Thought replicated. So does this do anything? No, right? This is just GG, yeah. I could sacrifice it, but doesn't really do anything, so. So they're going to make us kill them, which is fine by me. So GG's, this one we won versus turbofog, which was an interesting matchup. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one.